Hey you guys, it's Peter and welcome to my channel. Peter! That's me! Boom, 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 boom. Bam, 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 bam. Review stuff. And I'm back! Spirit fingers. I'm back for another review. I am so back. I'm so back. And it's too cold to sit outside today. And so I'm putting up all my other videos. And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to sit right here in front of the fireplace with the bad lighting and everything. And I'm going to do my most anticipated review for the holiday season. No! Oh my God, this is my most anticipated by me. It's my most... When I say my most anticipated, I don't mean that y'all asked for it. I've been wanting to do this review. I'm so excited. I do have paper towels. I do have paper towels because I was going to do this in the bedroom. Oh my God, I love paper towels so much. I was going to do this review in the bedroom and I thought, if I do this review in the bedroom, this stuff is red. I'm going to get it everywhere. It's going to be all over the bedspread and everything like that. We can't do that. I also have glasses. Oh my God, I came with tableware and everything. I got 2 glasses. We're going to have a party. Let's party like it's 1999. Y'all remember that song? I do. I remember being in a bar, okay? In a bar when it was 1999, and I looked at my friend and I said, I'm never going to be at no lowly dive bar when it is turned into a new year ever again. And true story, if you're as old as I am and you were in a bar in 1999 when it turned over into 2000, what you will remember, maybe it wasn't that year. Because that year I wasn't in a bar. No, you know what? That's a true story. I wasn't in a bar that year. It must have been 1998 going into... No, it was! That's what it was. Because 1999 going into 2000... I was sick as a dog. And I remember that my mom and I were on the phone. And then I came over to her house because... every hour, because you remember that was Y2K and they thought the whole world was going to shut down and stuff like that. That's what happened. So it was 1998. I was at OP's, which is now called Greg's in Indianapolis. Anyway, I know, it was a fun bar back in the day. Oh my God, I had some times back then. But anyway, it was this fun little gay bar. But it had this little dance floor and it was real dark, you know, and everybody liked, you know. But anyway, so I can remember my friend and I, we were at the very back of the bar. We were doing our little, you know, shimmies and stuff like that. And they played Prince's song. And that must have been 1998 going into 1999. And I said, I am never, ever again. I looked at him and I said, we're not bringing in the new year and no rinkety bar ever again. We're not doing it. We're not. And I didn't, because the next year I was at home because we thought the whole world was going to shut down, and because I was sick. I was real sick. And I came over here because my mom was living in the condo at that time. I came over to my mom's house, and then my ex, he came over here after he got off work because he had to work on New Year's. Because he had 2 jobs. He used to work at this music store. It was like Karma Records, but it wasn't. It was a tape cassette store. It was a tape cassette CD store back in the, well, not tape cassette because it was way after that. I'm not that old. I mean, I'm old enough to listen to tape cassette. But anyway, CDs and all that kind of stuff. It was called that. LTD Music or something like that. But anyway, his second job was that he worked room service at the Marriott. And so when he got done working room service that night, he came over. But I remember my mom and I, we were watching the countdown with Anderson Cooper of like because, you know, when it would change throughout the world and it'd become, you know, the year 2000 and stuff like that. God, that seems so weird. It's so long ago, doesn't it? That was almost 25 years ago. I can't even believe it. But I will tell you this, that what they announced that day, so for those of you that do not know, because it's going to come up in this review today, we do not borrow time in sobriety, okay? And I am sober by way of a 12-step program, but you don't have to get sober in a 12-step program. There's lots of ways to get sober, and I honor all of those. But I am sober in a 12-step program, and if I should make it, my sobriety birthday is December 17th of 1994. So if I should make it to December 17th of this year, I will have been sober, because we don't borrow time in recovery. So I will have been sober 30 years, okay? And I remember my mom and I sitting right here. Well, there was a couch and stuff in here then, but I was sitting right here in this area, and we were watching Anderson Cooper, and I don't know who the other person was, but anyway, it wasn't Andy Cohen because he wasn't even around then. But anyway, they were counting down, like, I think it was like the 10 most profound moments that had happened in the last 2,000 years or something like that. And I'll never forget this. It was some show we were watching. I think it was Anderson Cooper. But the first one was the birth of Jesus Christ, okay? Which I don't think that would surprise anybody. But number 2, that changed the world, okay? These things had changed the world. Do you know what number 2 was? It was the meeting of 2 people in Akron, Ohio that started a 12-step program. I remember my mom and I, because my mom got sober 6 months after I did. I'm going to start getting teary-eyed. I remember my mom and I looking at each other, and like we were just like, we burst out crying to think, right? that millions and millions of sober people would be here today. And it's such a blessing. And I'm such I feel privileged and honored every single day to be a person of sobriety. So to all of my sober family out there, how you doing, sober fam? Okay, so let's get into this. Some sodies today. Let's get into some sodies. So I got these two sodies right here. Let's do a thumbnail real quick. Are you ready? Y'all didn't think you were going to get that sad, sappy story, did you? Did you? Okay, so let me just tell you why I say this is my most anticipated video, okay, of the last month. Well, I was going to say the year, but really the last month. Is because I had heard so much about this. Now I've heard a lot of negative reviews. Now that I got it, everybody's like, oh, it's not any good, don't try it. And I'm like, now that I have it, when I was trying to find it, everybody was like, oh my God, that's so good. So I wanted this 7-Up Shirley Temple. Oh my God, I got it finally. Hold on. That's going to be my thumbnail. I finally got the Shirley Temple 7-Up, and we're going to try it today, okay? And when I was in the grocery store, right next to it, they had the Canada Dry Ginger Ale Cranberry. So I got that too. I mean, I'm not really that excited about that. I do love kind of a ginger ale every once in a while. But ginger ale kind of reminds me of the hospital. Or is that Shasta? It's Shasta. Is it when you go to the hospital and they always they're like, do you want a Shasta? And you're like, I mean, I'd rather, you know, I'd rather not. I mean, like, shit in your bed or a Shasta. I guess I'll take a Shasta. But Shasta ain't the real thing. You know, ain't nothing like the real. They'd be like, you want a Shasta Sprite? I'm like, no, I want a Sprite, not a Shasta, whatever that is, key lime pie or whatever. You know, those Shastas in those little cans, the nurses always want to give you those in those hospitals. Bless their heart. But anyway, I've been looking for this shit so hard. Oh my God, I've like cussed like so much in this video so far. But anyway, I've been looking for this Shirley Temple stuff so much. So let me just, okay, first of all, I do not know who left the comment, but somebody said the other day, because people told me they got it at Walmart. I went and looked, it's not at the Walmart. People told me they got it here. I went there and looked, it wasn't there. Everybody's telling me they got it all different places, and I've gone to all these different places. Well, someone the other day, they said, I know you've been looking real hard for it. I found it at the Kroger, okay? Well, Kroger, we got Kroger's and grocery stores here in Indianapolis. So my husband and I, we were, you know, running around doing errands and stuff the other day, and he had to stop in somewhere, and there was a Kroger right by there. And I said, can you run me to Kroger real quick? And he goes, yeah, what do you need to get? And I said, I want to get this Shirley Temple 7-Up. I'm sure they don't have it there, but I'm going to run in and get it. So I go, he pulls that, so I run in there real quick, and I get it. Or I run in. And right when I walked into Kroger, they had all the holiday, like, you know, snacks and treats and things like that. And sure as shit, oh my God, I cussed again. Sure as shit, they had this Shirley Temple 7-Up, okay? And then right next to it, they had, because I was going to compare this to the Cherry 7-Up, but I thought, okay, they had the Canada Dry Ginger Ale Cranberry. And I thought, well, that might be kind of real fun to try, you know, and things like that. But here's the thing I have to tell you about the Shirley Temples. I was talking about this in my vlog not too long ago. So when I was a kid growing up, I surely did drink the Shirley Temples, and don't call me Shirley, okay? But I did drink the Shirley Temples. I can remember going out to dinner with my dad, sometimes with my mom, but mostly I remember this with my dad. And my dad, you know, would get like, my dad was a gin and tonic drinker back then. He doesn't drink gin and tonics no more. But he would drink gin and tonics back in the day. So we would go out to dinner and my dad would say, do you want a Shirley Temple? And I think this is so weird in retrospect. Like my aunt and uncle, we always had Shirley Temples. My mom, I had Shirley Temples. Holidays, I had Shirley Temples. I think it's so weird. I always felt like I was drinking a real cocktail, even though it was just like 7-Up and grenadine. That's what it is. A Shirley Temple is 7-Up and grenadine, right? And so with like a cherry in it and stuff like that. I always thought it was so special. I was like, oh my God, I'm drinking like a real cocktail. No, I did. I was boozing on Shirley Temples before I was ever, you know, they say, listen, you got the ism. I was born with the ism, okay? And that ism, it was coming out in Shirley Temples, and little did I know it. So I was so excited. It took me back to the early days of my isms. I'm joking about that, okay? When you've been sober almost 30 years, you can laugh about some of this shit. So anyway, but I did love the Shirley Temples back in the day, okay? My dad at his house even kept a bottle. I can see it. It's like a green bottle of grenadine. He kept it in his closet just so he could make me Shirley Temple. So anyway, so I got the Shirley Temple. Let's see if it says grenadine on the ingredients here. Does it say it? I can't read these. It does it? Oh, it says something. I can't see. It says carbonated water, high fructose. It doesn't say. I don't think it says grenadine. Anyway, we're gonna try this. And then let's try that one last. Oh my God, I'm gonna make y'all wait to see what the Shirley Temple. Listen, I've had enough Shirley Temples in my life that I will tell you if it truly tastes. People are saying it's too sugary, it's too sweet. You never had a Shirley Temple before. Girl, up the street, they got this place called Sullivan's Nursery. I used to say nursery. I always put an H in anniversary and nursery. But now I've been taught, okay? Because the real meanies, they came out and they said, Peter, you always put an H in there. It's not anniversary, it's anniversary. Well, I got it now, okay? Thank you, meanies of the world. So anyway, but now up the street, I say say nursery, not an anniversary. I say it correctly today. Okay, but I'm from Indiana. So Indiana, you got kind of a combination of like Chicago, Midwest, and like the South. And you combine it all together and mix it up and you make like, I don't even know what kind of soup that is, but that's what my voice sounds like. So anyway, because people are always kind of like, you kind of sound Southern, but not so much. And then there's parts of you that sound like you're kind of from Chicago, or like, you kind of say like your O's long and stuff like that, like, you know, like in Minnesota. I don't sound like that, do I? I don't sound like Minnesota. That sounds weird, doesn't it? I like to sound shake and bake all day long. Like, it's shake and bake, and I like to sound Southern all day long. I almost tipped over my drink. I like to sound Southern all day long before I like to sound like Minnesota. Call me on the phone in Minnesota. I've had some friends of mine that live from Minnesota that they sound like that so much. I say to them, I'm like, tell me to call you on the phone again. They're like, why? Why do you want me to tell you to call you on your phone? And I go like, I start laughing so hard, stuff like that. But no, I know that I sound straight up like a hick. I know I do. It's shake and bake, and I help. I know, and the more I talk, the more my friend on the phone, we get talking all the time, and she's from Southern Indiana, and when we get to Southern Indiana, you think I got a Southern drawl? They got real Southern accents, okay? You know what I say? Just embrace your accent, okay? My friends that are from Northern, whatever, Minnesota, they say things about call me on the phone. I love that so much. My dad all day long, okay? He's from Northern Indiana. He says things like toilet and no, my dad doesn't say that. His family says toilet and worse, and like they put R's and stuff like that. I live for that. Own your accent. Own your accent all day long. What was I talking about? Oh, Shirley Temples. Okay, I've had enough Shirley Temples that I know what tastes good and what doesn't. But let's try this Canada Dry Ginger Ale Cranberry too. And if you're from Minnesota, call me on the phone. I love that so much. I kind of wish I was from Minnesota. Maybe not. It's awfully cold though, but y'all have snow. I want snow so bad. Why does anybody think that a Shirley Temple has anything to do with Christmas? I don't. I don't think that has anything to do with Christmas. Okay, let's try some of this ginger ale. It don't really smell like ginger ale. Kind of it does, a little bit. Maybe, I don't know. It smells like fruit juice is what it smells like. So cheers. Here's the Canada Dry. Oh, that's good. It was the smell. It was the carbonation that was getting to my nose first. I like that. It does taste like ginger. It should, because that's what they sold it as, right? But it does taste like ginger ale with cranberry in it. But heavy on the cranberry. I like it. I mean, 100 times better than I like regular ginger ale. Oh, this is a 10 out of 10. I just picked this shit up to compare. Oh, why am I cussing so much? I just picked this fantastic soda up just to compare it to the Shirley Temple, but I like this. This is really good. This is a 10 out of 10. See, you know, being in recovery, one of the things that sucks is when you do go to parties and things like that, people be like, we have Coke or water. Nothing else, just Coke or water. Those are my options. I guess I'll have water. Water. Water for the worst tub because I'm from Northern Indiana, because that's how all my relatives sound. I know somebody's going to get on this and they're going to be like, I can't believe he's saying stuff about how people sound in Minnesota. Well, they do, okay? Or how people sound in Northern Indiana, where they do, and it's all my family, okay? Or how Peter says how people sound in the South. Well, they do, and I sound like that, okay? I said I sound straight up like a hick. If I'm saying it about somebody else, I'm saying it about myself too, straight up. Okay, this is a 10 out of 10. I love this Canada Dry Ginger Ale Cranberry. This is so good. Get this right away. Don't even, like it's at the Kroger. Okay, I'm telling you right now. Don't be going and looking at the Walmarts and places like that. See, I say the in front of, people make fun of how I talk all the time. I know I talk funny. I know I do, okay? He doesn't speak correctly. No, I talk straight up funny. I know I do, okay? She do. She do all day long, and she know it too. I do. So anyway, she do. Canada Dry Ginger Ale Cranberry. This is straight up a 10 out of 10. Y'all, this is good. And this does give me elements of Christmas and holidays and stuff like that, because the cranberries, you know, things like that. Okay, now let's try the Shirley Temple 7-Up. I feel like this is like the Holy Grail or something like that. I've been trying so hard to get this shit. It was like $2.49. I couldn't even believe it. I love that sound. Oh, she's tap dancing. I live. Okay. So anyway. Oh, it's that carbonation gets in my nose every time. It just smells like 7-Up to me. That's all it smells like. Ooh, she's so pretty though. Where's the cherry? Oh my God, I should have got cherries. I forgot all about the cherries. That's pretty though. Is it redder than the other one? Yeah, it's redder. Okay. Tastes awfully flat. And there was a lot of carbonation in there. You saw that. It tastes flat. But you know what I'm kind of remembering right now as I'm drinking this is, did Shirley Temples kind of taste flat? It tastes straight up like a Shirley Temple. Oh, that's what I was going to say. Back in the day, at the nursery, up the street, Sullivan's Nursery, they have the Shirley Temples in the bottles, okay? It's some famous brand. I don't know, like some like old-timey brand or something like that. But I love those so much. But, this tastes straight up flat. Y'all saw the carbonation when I opened it and everything. It's not flat, but it tastes flat. This is horrible. I mean, unless you like cough syrup as a soda. That's kind of what it tastes like. Cough syrup a little bit. I haven't had cough syrup in almost 30 years. This is not good. Or maybe I just never liked Shirley Temples to begin with. I don't know. This is not good. This is literally like a 3 out of 10. Like, I'm kind of blown away in all honesty because, let me try the other one. Yeah, and there's carbonation there. That ginger ale is so good. The ginger ale is kind of what I was hoping for with the Shirley Temple. The Shirley Temple sucks. I'm like so disappointed in this. I feel like I want to try a little bit more of this just to... Yeah, this is it. You can see the carbonation, look. That was a little bit more carbonated. It's like heavy on the 7-Up side. Now I know why I kind of like Sprite and syrup. They're all probably the same thing, aren't they? But it tastes flat to me with like some cherry juice in it. This is not good. I'm giving this a 3. I'm really disappointed in this. I was really excited. I was going to get me Shirley Temple 2 liters and take them to every Christmas party that I'm not invited to. I don't get invited to no Christmas parties. Who do you think is inviting me? Nobody's you would invite me to I would be a fun guest, wouldn't I? If you're having a Christmas party, please invite, or an open house. People, they're like, what does that mean? An open house? You're selling, no, people, open houses mean you come from like 2 to 4. You can come anytime. That's what an open house means. But listen, if you're having a Christmas party or whatever you're having, an open house or get together, invite me. I make a fun guest, and I will not be bringing this, but I will be bringing the Canada Dry. I'm kind of so surprised. This is nasty. This is not good. Flat cough syrup, warm. Well, I probably should have put some ice in there too, but it's not good. But this, the ginger ale, I mean, this doesn't have any ice on it. It's not cold, and it's fantastic. This Canada Dry ginger ale cranberry, that's a 10 out of 10. Shirley Temple, she's a 3. She did. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comment section below. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.